I'm comparing the four big names: the Omnilux Contour Face, the CurrentBody Series 2, the Shark CryoGlow, and the original Therabody TheraFace Mask. A lot of people don't buy an LED face mask because they want to look like a different person. They buy one because their face is usually the first place stress shows up, bad sleep shows up, too much sun shows up there. Hard training, dry air, travel, screen time, just getting older. All of it will show up on your face. And the problem is most videos out there usually review these things like they are purely beauty gadgets. I don't think that's the right way to frame it. So today, I'm not reviewing these like skincare accessories. I'm going to audit them like photobiomodulation devices. Which one actually delivers a useful dose? Which one makes good contact with your face? And which one is the easiest to use consistently? That way, you're not just paying for extra features that sound impressive, but don't actually move the needle. And you can take all that information and make a more informed decision. Here's the lens I'll be looking at all this through. Red light and near-infrared light work because they're used in photobiomodulation to support cellular activity in your skin, including things tied to collagen and tissue repair. That sounds exciting, but this is where people can sometimes get carried away. This is not a facelift. This is not Botox. This is not an overnight transformation. This category is more about cumulative results that build up over time rather than one dramatic one-time result. So I graded these in 4 categories. First, the dose. Second, contact. Because if the mask floats off your cheekbones or jaw, the light can then fall off with distance. Third, protocol friction. How long is the session? Can you actually tolerate it? Is it simple, or does it just become one more thing you eventually start avoiding? And fourth, feature honesty, meaning what is actually therapeutic and what is just there to make the product feel more premium. Because things like cooling, vibration, extra modes, all of that can help with the overall experience, but that does not automatically mean it's doing the real red light therapy work. So we'll start off with the Omnilux because this is the cleanest device out of the group. And by clean, I mean minimalist. Officially, Omnilux gives 132 LEDs, 633 to 830 nanometers of red and near-infrared light, and a simple 10-minute routine 3 to 5 times per week. There's no cooling, there's no vibration, there's no blue light. They just kept it very simple. And honestly, there is something I really like about this approach. I would consider this mask as the control group for the rest. You put it on, you run your session, and you go about your day. Now the pros are that it is flexible, it wraps around your face very well, and the treatment logic is very easy to understand. The downside is also this same simplicity, because when you're paying around $400, simple can either feel very elegant or under-featured. Omnilux's own educational material now explicitly says that the distance from the device to the skin matters a lot because of irradiance. The irradiance can drop off as the gap increases, and the brand also argues that consistency and precision matter more than big power numbers. So Omnilux to me is not the flashiest choice, it is the clean and simple choice. The CurrentBody Series 2 is the one that looks the most like it wants to win on just specs alone. Officially, it gives you 236 LEDs, the same core red and near infrared wavelengths, plus a 1072 nanometer near infrared feature. with a chin strap, eye inserts, and a 10-minute routine. On paper, all this sounds like a huge upgrade. You're getting better coverage, more LEDs, more lower face attention, more wavelengths. And if your biggest concern is the lower face area, say your jawline, your chin area, I can absolutely see why someone would lean more towards CurrentBody over the Omnilux. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The official marketing makes a big deal out of the 1072 nanometer feature, but the FDA summary for the Series 2 describes it as wrinkle treatment only, that it emits red and near infrared light with 110 red LEDs and then 110 infrared LEDs. So not all the LEDs are equally as powerful. They're split, but you're still getting 30 milliwatts per centimeter squared and 18 joules per centimeter squared for the treatment area. So the FDA summary doesn't mention the 1072 nanometers. That does not mean the mask is bad or anything like that, but it does mean I'm not just blindly repeating 1072 equals biggest game changer. I would have to dig into this a little bit more. This becomes a very compelling option because if I'm being very strict, CurrentBody is the device that gives the most interesting on paper, but I still want to take all the extra light energy details they list with a grain of salt. And here's the fact that completely changed this comparison for me. The strongest mask on paper can easily become the weakest mask on your face. Because if this mask sits further off your skin, the advertised power number can matter a lot less than you think. So in a second, I'm getting into two other masks that look more advanced on paper, but it might be easy to confuse all these features with being better for you as opposed to looking for actual results. The Shark CryoGlow is the outlier here. This is not trying to be a minimalist red light therapy tool. It's trying to be more of an experience. You've got red, blue, and near infrared light. You've got different routines. You've got under eye cooling, and you've also got a hard shell design that feels more like a consumer tech rather than med spa carryover. Officially, Shark's FDA cleared routines are about 6.4 minutes for better aging, 8.4 minutes for skin clearing, 4.3 minutes for skin sustain. And on paper, Shark's listed mode intensity is very high compared to these other flexible masks. Now all that sounds great, but I want to separate something very clearly. The cooling feature is not the core wrinkle or acne treatment part of the tool. It may feel great. It may make the mask feel more pleasant. It may help with puffiness, maybe even make the routine easier to stick with. But the cryo piece is not the main reason this should work as a red light device. And this is where the gap becomes an issue. Because if the Shark maintains strong output despite being a hard shell style of device, that's very impressive. If you wear it very loose and you notice a gap, the light can start to fall off and you start losing the benefits, and some of those awesome numbers you read on the spec sheet don't sound as amazing anymore. So I like the Shark as a comfort tech tool as well as a usability option. Now let's talk about the original Therabody TheraFace Mask. And I'm saying original on purpose because Therabody also now has a glow device. It's a little bit of a different product. The original TheraFace Mask is basically a multi-mode, almost ritual style device. Officially, it gives you 648 lights red, near infrared, and blue light. You're also getting vibration around your face and scalp, and a preset 9-minute treatment routine. This is the one that clearly tries to turn it all the way up. This is all about the experience. And I actually get the logic, because if vibration in a device makes it feel more relaxing, that might actually increase the odds that you stick to your routine. But then again, if we're keeping things honest, the vibration is not the core LED treatment part of it all. And that means the real question is whether you want to pay a premium for more than just red light therapy. My main concern with this one is pretty simple: the price and the bulk. Because once you get into the $600 range, it might be time to be less forgiving. At that point, this thing needs to be exceptional. If you're someone prone to hyperpigmentation, melasma, and this is where you might need to be careful, because Therabody's own guidance says that blue light can be skipped. There are a subset of people that are prone to hyperpigmentation and might just want to skip this mode entirely. So the TheraFace Mask is not bad at all, but it is very easy to spend a lot here, especially for features that are more about feel than actual output. Now, quick side note on blue light again, because this gets marketed like, hey, we gave you more modes, so this means you're getting more value, right? Not necessarily. Blue light makes the most sense if acne is your main goal or part of your goal. If acne is not your issue, blue light is not automatically a bonus just because it's there. It's a different tool for a different problem. And the literature on blue light is more nuanced than people make it sound. So after looking at the official specs, the FDA documents, the feature lists, the fit, here's my blunt take. If you want the cleanest, least confusing, most honest red light mask, I would buy the Omnilux. Not because it has the fanciest backstory, because it obviously doesn't. It's just the least distracted device out of the lineup. It's flexible, it makes sense, it sticks to the core wavelengths, and it feels the most like a real protocol instead of a more expensive wellness tool. If your lower face area matters to you more, and you also want just more out of the device, the CurrentBody Series 2 is the one I'd put in second place. But I'm still a little bit more cautious here because of that one feature regarding the 1072 nanometers. How it's marketed versus how the FDA summary is written is a different story. The Shark CryoGlow, best for comfort, tech, also best for someone who wants the easiest and nicest feeling experience. Not my pick for the ultimate red light mask for value, but it is a great device. The Therabody TheraFace Mask, honestly, this is the one where I'd say, get this only if you specifically care about a premium experience. So the order right now is Omnilux first, CurrentBody second, Shark third, TheraFace fourth. And if my goal were simple, to improve the odds of me sticking to the routine, face-focused red light recovery protocols without overcomplicating it, the Omnilux is the one I'd grab. And if you've ever used any of these, feel free to share which one you actually stuck with in the long run and why, because honestly, that might be the most important metric. And if you're into grounded reviews, real-world testing on recovery and wellness tools, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching.